This is our 2010 wheat plot, Sandusky, Michigan. Here's from the back right corner. We'll pan around here real quick. Kind of show you our alleys here. There's Martin down there, if you can see him in the corner. And here's a real nice, beautiful sunset on the 30th of May when we're out here spraying.
Amazingly, with this warm weather, yesterday we had virtually no anthers exposed. Today it's flowering, or those anthers are really showing. They'll first come out generally in the middle part of the head, and then with a yellow color, and then as they age they turn white. But anyway, that's where we are today. And speaking from the thumb of Michigan, I'm Martin Eaglecurk, and Kyle McCarty there is behind the camera. We just want to show you a couple of things, partly for our industry partners. This is our field trial where we do fungicide work on one of our sites on winter wheat. And we're quite pleased with this arrangement. We are spraying about 18 feet wide and 85 feet long. That's the plot size. So for each individual fungicide treatment, there are 4 reps with plots that size. So going to a little larger plot, but also trying to work hard to eliminate some variability. In this case, the tile runs north-south, as do the rows, as do all the farming practices. So what we did, all our treatments run perpendicular to that. And I think that'll really help us keep our CVs nice and low. So this particular bloom, we're using a twin T-jet, and it works pretty well. That's probably not our first choice. It's fine for folks like us. We don't drive that fast, about 4.5 miles an hour. For those that drive 5, 6 miles an hour, the recommendation is to use a nozzle that sprays out 30% from horizontal. And using maybe a fine to coarse, fine to medium size droplet. You do not have to get very high with your pressure, and your boom height, of course, depends on the nozzle itself. Just for growers, I just want to remind you that what we're targeting is the heads. We're spraying for head scab today. We value and we count on some foliar leaf protection as well, but we'll get that even with that configuration. So a couple of points. I see the guys go across the field, and they obviously got the pressure out, and there's a big fog following them down the road, as if they're trying to recreate the movie. We're not looking for that. We're looking for a fine to medium size droplet, and you do not have to blast away, and you'll still get very good coverage. In Ontario, they're using flood jets alternating forward and backwards, but again, valuing that, hitting those heads at an angle rather than straight down. Kyle, if you can swing around, I want to show them this rig too. This is the sprayer that we're using. Paul and Dennis from the experiment station put that together for us, so we're indebted to them. And the Fair Board allows us to use their tractor, so we get by with a lot of help from our friends, and we do appreciate that. Then the industries, a few industries are together and helping to fund this research as well. What else should we mention, Kyle? Earlier we applied, this is 2010. It's been an interesting year, as everyone is. We had some powdery mildew start quite aggressive in some fields, but the very warm conditions really arrested that. Today is what, May 29?
30?
Or 30?
30.
But it's the earliest we sprayed for head scab. Wheat has really moved along quicker than any year that we've had. Normally in the thumb, we're spraying about between June 4, June 6 in there, and then last year, man, it was very late. It was almost a week after that. But anyway, our timing is here pretty good. We might be a pinch early. What do we say, Kyle? Probably 30–40% of the primary heads show at least one anther here. And I actually like that timing. Always with any fungicides, it's always better to be ahead of the disease. Even tied with it, you tend to lose. But even with these really powerful new chemistry materials, the triazoles, they'll have some curative activity. But again, earlier is always better. When we, usually when we, with our timing, and let's say that that head had just emerged, we are talking about, 2 to 4, 2 to 5 days after this point, when most of the heads are that way, to this point. But again, it's really temperature driven. This this particular field was only 50% headed, clearing the flag leaf just 3 days ago, and then yesterday, you know, there was no anthers. Today there are many.
And last year that took roughly how long, given our cool conditions that we had?
I was wrong. We go out to the field and say, boy, they got to be flowering today, and no, they're not. So we go back. The next day we go, they got to be doing it today, but it was a very cool spell. And so yes, I was at least 7 days from this point to this point, and 7, 8 days. Yeah. So everything I had put in writing before, I have to be a little bit more cautious. But today it's been, the last couple of days, been very warm. I think that'll